Hello and welcome. Oh, I thought there wasn't any game audio there. I was having some troubles with it earlier on. But no, game audio is there, just not playing anything. Hello and welcome. My name is Trismegistus, and this is my Dyson Sphere Program series where I'm attempting to build a Dyson Sphere, having not actually... I played the game through, but I've never actually... No, what did you hit that button for? Continue. I didn't actually build a Dyson Sphere when I did it first time, because you didn't need to. You could finish the game, and you still can, by using Dyson Swarms. So this time I'm going to try and build a full sphere. Step up. I was hoping to use a lot of blueprints. Not a fan of the proper blueprint system. Doesn't seem to... Possibly because I've tried to do it like Factorio. So maybe need to rethink that, but it's the copy and paste system is, and if you use the use now, is pretty awesome, and the shift clicking and stuff that they put in is awesome. So I think just needs an adjustment of how I use them. At the end of it, well, last stream on Friday, what we were doing is we were. Is the audio loud or is that? I haven't changed any settings on that, but it seems quite loud. Did I? Maybe I adjusted the... Yeah, it's about where it normally is. Right, yes, so last stream we were doing this, we were proliferating, so we need to finish that off. I'm not going to proliferate everything, just sort of the key things, or the expensive things, basically. We may need some more proliferation production. I don't really know how quickly it eats through this stuff. We seem to be doing okay at the moment, but everything's gone relatively low demand because there is no science. Or rather, there is now. So between streams, I'd forgotten what I'd done. I was trying to think desperately what I'd done last stream, between streams. And what I have done is I've cut off science, basically, because the slightly longer term plan. Hopefully we'll get all the proliferation done today. Where is it? It's over there. So let's just fly over there. I'm down by that. What we need to do first really is put in a proper, what does it call it? Titanium alloy build. We don't really have one of those, and then we'll proliferate that. Where was science? It was over in this direction? There's a whole planet. It's got to be here somewhere. It's one of those circle things. Where the heck is it? Is that? Oh, that's all my launchers and stuff. Come on, science, where are you? You've got to be here somewhere. I'm trying to check the map as well, but not getting any clues out of that. No. How could I have flown right away round the planet and not... Oh, there it is. There we go. I bet it was just behind me and I've gone completely the wrong way. But yes, so science... I've set some researches going to burn through the science, basically, because it had been sat there for ages, so all the boxes had filled up. But this first one, for example, you know, that's 2,000 sort of thing. And then this next one is... These are all just buffs. They're not... There's no research is queued up. That's another 2,000. Then what's this? 2,000 again. And then that was more? Yeah, 4,000. So there's no way we're going to end up, you know... it's completely uneven. So look, the yellow cubes has stopped because it's not hooked up. I've turned off the carbon coming in here. So there's no diamonds. So this all... You know... There's 2,000 in that row. So we might get sort of halfway through this. Or 3/4 of the way through sort of thing. As red stopped, so red stopped, you know, so it's eating through them, and you see there's different numbers in each because of what was left on the lanes, and that's the lowest one then, so that'll be our blocker, I think. But green is just running and running. Green is not too bad a one to have loads of cubes left over because we can just convert them into space warpers rather than ferry them around, you know. But I want to burn through the actual science stuff as much as I can. Just so that we've got less junk to worry about. We'll then pick all of this up, or pretty much all of it. I kind of need to think, am I going to, you know, leave this here? Because it's the only place we're making these guys, basically. And of course, you know, I've got a gigantic belt with organic crystals on it. and everything else is coming in via things. So really, we should relocate this over there. But that's not what we're going to do on this stream. I'm not too fussed about that, really. What I really want to do is convert some of the planets to science, basically. So my plan is that we'll have, like, well, not as in this local system. This local system will still be producing the Dyson spheres, although eventually... oh, it actually shows it on the... Huh, I haven't really realised that. I wonder if it always did that, or that's a change. So this is obviously the galaxy view. I didn't know. Oh, well, just to show you, I did add on, because it had basically, like, finished all of the frame points, because we've got loads of rockets now. I should set up some monitors as well. That's the other thing I should really do. But again, these are all bits and pieces I need to do. So yeah, so basically I added on, like, finished off the... So basically these are the... this is like the maximum extent we can do. We would need to do another research to take us up to that level and that level, and they're all separate researches. But as you can see, it's sort of finishing it will take a while, even with sort of our boosted production. But we've also got like 5 of them set up. I've set them all... sorry, I haven't set them all. I've set these up, but not... I didn't fill these in because it felt more appropriate to, like, fill them in properly before we do more. We've also increased the amount of solar sail production, so we've got a nice big long line of sails to go in. I can easily have more on, but it's not. It's about halfway through that, so it's going to take... Oh, hello, Grim. You all right? Had a good day? It's going to take a good long... We shouldn't be done by the end of the stream, so I can just sort of leave it. But basically, it's sort of about half and half. If you look at the blue bit there, it's sort of done about half of what it needs to do. And I say that's only 10 of those. There's another, whatever the heck that is. That's got to be another sort of 30 or something, isn't it? Yes, so I was looking at... So my plan... Let's go to that view. My sort of plan is to use some of these other systems to make science. And what I'm thinking is just for fun, really. You good? How am I doing? I'm okay. I sort of had a bit of a rubbish day at work. No, it's not. I can't really talk about it, but one of my clients is a bit of a pain in the bum, shall we say. Is that going... Oh, that's going all the way over there, isn't it? But yeah, I was thinking we'd use the local star clusters, the local star cluster, to do each of the sciences, because they're all reasonably close in, and we've got red, we've got blue, we've got red, we've got yellow, we've got green, and we've got purple. So we've got five sciences to do, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 3 of them I've already sort of been and set some stuff up on. So we've only got 2 more, and they're all M-type, I think, or similar. Okay, most of them are K, and that's an M. But they're very similar. I mean, we could do that one instead. But so basically, I kind of decide what I'm going to do where, and then am I going to move all of the material around? Because the reason I've been to these ones is to get the rare ores. So, but basically, so that one doesn't have any organics, so we couldn't use it for anything involving organics if it's going to work in isolation. But we could always move stuff around between them. But I don't know. Like, the other option is to say go to one of these systems and try and use a planet of each to do each of the 5. But no, I don't think systems tend to have 5 planets. If they do, one of them's a gas giant, so not really relevant. So I don't think we could do one system does all of our science, and then basically fly the science back. You see, and more just because that's cool than I think that's necessarily a good idea. And obviously the Dyson Sphere is going to take quite a while to make, even with the scale that reasonable scale that I've been working on. We could obviously scale it all up, and we should do, but might as well also do the science, because eventually we're going to need... Well, I suppose we could look at the power as well, just so that's there. So power point of view, capacity is 6.7, and it's now running science. So all of the brownouts we were having are gone. So we got. So I don't quite get why it gives different numbers. I'm not entirely sure I understand what it means when it gives the different values, but yeah. Right, so let's find that titanium alloy again. Where were we when I started up? Where is it? No, it's not that way. Oh yeah, so it looks like I was literally, when I tried to find the science, it was literally behind me. And I flew in completely the wrong direction. Brilliant. There's crop up in every industry, yeah. Most of the scene is 3 build-off planets in the system. Yeah. I don't think it gives you too many, does it? It's like a small handful. But say, you know, we could then do, you know, 3 of them doing one science each and then another system or something like that. But I say I quite like the idea of having the, you know, the red science system and the blue science system. It's a bit wasteful because blue only uses, well, it uses basically nothing. So, you know, it's just iron and copper basically. So there'd be lots of other stuff, so we could always put them, you know, available elsewhere. And then, of course, that uses carbon and hydrogen, so that's organic stuff. You've got your diamonds, which is, I guess, I mean, we can use coal, but those are organic crystals, so that's organic again. And I think everything kind of uses organic stuff from then on. So it'd probably be more like, you know, move on. You know, I don't think we've got 5 planets with oil on. Although sometimes we could, you know, tweak it. But and hydrogen, I mean, of course, hydrogen, we've got gas giants and stuff, so you know, we could get it from there. Where would you get that from? But that's, yeah, you see, it's oil or coal. Yeah, so that was my sort of theory, but that's like the longer term goal, while it basically chugs away on science. Right, so what we want to do then is make an alloy. I don't really know what scale to make this at. We're sort of making about, I've got about 16, I think, or something, making the alloy. Let's try and do it as a belt value, I think. So if it oh crikey, 12 seconds to make 4, so 3 seconds to make 1. So if we wanted to do a yellow belt's worth, we would need 3 seconds to do 1. Is it 6 on a yellow belt? Yeah, so we would need 18 machines. Okay, that's quite a few. Why have you done that? So we're going to use the, how many is that? Sorry, 3, 6. Is that 9? 3, 6, 9. That's 9. There may be a mod to fix that. It probably is, yeah. Okay. Is everything yellow belt? Probably have to upgrade some of it if it is, but there you go. So if we do 18. Oh, I'm not proliferating, am I? Okay. Oops. Steel. Next. Let's do one more. Is it tiles better? We'll use the statolites. Let's put it there. Is that covering the station? I think it is. Yeah, so we need to get some proliferation on the go. Oops. There. Because I'm thinking with this one we do it on both sides because it's so slow. And that, I mean, that'll fit in there, won't it? Yeah, that'll fit. Right, so we need to break this belt, really. I can put a splitter in. Okay. Right, so if I copy and paste it first, like so. Use now. Flip it round. Where did I copy that from? It was literally. So it's there, isn't it? So it's not the one inside the machine. It's that one. Oh, but it's quite slow, isn't it? But isn't steel? Because we're going to need to split that then. Okay. Right. So sulfuric acid. Well, like I say, that's one of the things I was thinking, because we have got a sulfuric acid planet somewhere in the relatively close vicinity, so we could use that instead of messing about with, you know, oil processing. So we can get our sulfuric acid from there, which I think is used in one of the recipes. I might have just said that, or thought that without really thinking it through. I'm pretty sure it is. Which way around? Titanium. Splitter. Oh, splitter. You need to go back a bit. I've seen a mod where get my tongue in gear today. I've seen a mod where the section of galaxy you're given it to use is much larger, so there's got to be a larger system mod. Okay. Mega systems. Okay. Yeah, I know. I mean, yeah. I'm not sure about that. I mean, I assume that's on Nexus mods, is it? Because they've not got a mod portal. But yeah, I'm not sure about modding this game. Because, I mean, I don't tend to do it until, you know, it's like, basically finished. Don't tend to bother with modding until then, because it's like, you could get used to something that they introduce a version of, and blah, blah, blah. Which one do we want? So I guess because we need to go up a level, but we're already up a level. So if I was to use, maybe if I stack one on top. That's not in line, is it? Oh, no, it is. Let me just get rid of that one. Oh no, it doesn't let you do floating things in this. Well, it does and it doesn't. Bit illogical on that front. I've put this on the wrong side, haven't I? The things are going from the other direction. Okay, so stacking's... What are you doing? Stacking's probably not a great idea then. I mean, I can always take it up again. Yeah, let's do that one. And then this goes in here. And then... Oh, it's not in line. Get this right in a minute. That one. Like that. Take you out. Put it in there. And then through there. Why are you doing that? Oh, it's because you've gone down to ground level. Through there. Connect to that. God dear, this is proving painful. And then... Well, let's do it ground level. Then go up. Then go through. Crikey, I made a meal of that. Right, so let's put these away. Our boosted ones. Oh, that's interesting. So I already randomly had some number 1s in my inventory. And these are number 3s, or level 3s. And it's turned them into level 2s. Yeah. R2 Modman, okay. I wonder what happens if I put these in. What does it do? Oh, it changes them to 2s. Huh. So will they slowly change to 3s as they get more and more replacement stuff in? That's a bit weird. So how would you upgrade it to a 3? How very strange. It's difficult to tell because it's not pulling any stuff through. Huh. So if I take all of this out. Oh, what? What? So I've got 200 2s now and 127 3s. I don't think this works quite as I think we're all imagining it. I think it's more like a token system maybe, or a... because it talks about stacked points, you see. So if I put them back in there, what happens then? So it's happy with them. But I didn't have 200 level 2s before, you see. 790 points. I don't really understand what has happened there. I may well just have to delete them. How very strange. Right, yes, so I need to stop getting distracted and we need to crack on. I did also sort of turn this off, so we might be able to get rid of this. No, it's still got a bunch left in. Oh no, that's gone. So it's used up all the material. It's just got the, what do we call it, the engines left, which of course it's using to make them. But it can't use them to make them because it's not got any of them. Okay. Excuse me, still got a bunch of them left. So maybe if I re-request these, but enough to process these as well, because I think the belts have emptied, have they? Oh, not quite, but not far off. Right, so we'll leave this. This is fine, but it's it's about 4,000, and then 1,000 in there. And what's the ratio? Sorry, 4,000 in there. So I got 8,000. So if we wanted to make them, oh, it's 2,000. So if we request in 8,000, it should be able to convert them all into the motors, into the green ones. So if we request them, right. In terms of these, so it's got the green ones. So how many can it actually make with that? So it's 231. So yeah, it can make a couple hundred more, and I don't mind having a bunch of green ones. It's just the low-end rubbish I want to get rid of. Okay, cool. So I'll let that chunk away there again. I already put in this is replacement for, you know, this whole thing basically. Right, so what else do we want to proliferate? This is the big question. Is steel used up? No, of course it's not used up. This appears to be eternal, this one. It just doesn't ever seem to run out. I guess I'm just not using very much steel. Those are all proliferated. Not fussed about that one. Get rid of that eventually, so we don't need to do that. Oil stuff. I don't think I'm fussed. This should really go, to be honest with you. Again, sulfuric acid, not really all that bothered. We could proliferate these, the old tubes. Is that really that beneficial? Because it's only graphene and titanium. Meh. Not all that bothered, I don't think. Right, what about you, though? Oh, I can't proliferate them, can I? I can. The item spray with the proliferator are the effect of extra product or extra production speed. Wait, is that talking about the input or the output? If used as fuel, more energy can be produced. Oh. So if you proliferate fuel, it gives you more energy out of it. I did not realise that. Okay. But I don't... Can you proliferate deuterium? I know stacking these is the way to go. Not... You can't proliferate them. Would it even let you do them? I don't think I'm... I mean, they are very expensive, but I'm not actually all that fussed. Because what's it going to do? It's going to give more energy to a rocket, that, or me, but then I've got hundreds of, well, thousands of them. Literally 10,000 in there. What does a little bit of extra energy mean? It doesn't mean much, really. Yeah, okay, so I'm not going to do those. Ah, here we go. This is more like it. Let's get the lenses done. I assume, as a material, if the item is sprayed with a proliferator, it will have the effect of extra products or production speed up. If used in ray receiver, the maximum amount of power can be further increased. So that's really useful. Oh, how have I done that? So, okay. Because what happens? Can you proliferate warpers? As materials, ray affect us extra products or production speed. Okay, so it'll just give you more warpers, which again, useful. Okay, so this is one worth doing. And we've got a spare slot. Okay, so let's get on with it. So we want a few more drones in here. There's lots of things where I haven't got like a good number of drones in. Right, so we want to request in a bit of the old proliferation. 200 again. Again, I have no idea what a good number is and how quickly it uses them. This may be tricky. We're probably going to have to rework the lines. Why have I even done that? That's weird. Because I'm thinking we proliferate the output of these as well. I can proliferate there. I know you don't lose stuff if you double proliferate. We're going to need to rework that, but I'm not sure there's room, is there? Will it let me? Well, it will let me do a build there. Okay. And then, I mean, I can do that, but I don't know. Does that give me enough room? Sorry, I'm not paying attention. Oh, done. Is that? I've not actually heard of that one before. R2 mod. It'll be slowly sinking. It's a bit of a rush to set up again, as I say, bit of a crap day, but it is what it is, as they say. Right, so what's that? That's warpers coming out. So what we could do instead is we could have the warpers come out of here, connect to that. Okay. Don't connect to that then. See if I can. Right down there. Connect to there. And then we have the proliferation juice coming out of here. Coming this way. Go up a level. To there. And we... Whoops. Get... Oh. What are you doing? Oh, I've taken it too far. Taking it too far. Come on. There we go. Oh. What? Oh, it's not up, is it? Deary me. More proliferators. There we go. Right. That way round. That like that. You across there. And that in there. Let's see what's happened to the ones in my inventory. Because I bet I've randomly got a few. Oh, so I got 3 there. What if I do that? No. What? What? no idea what's going on with these. We've now got 102 level 3s. Maybe if I split it like that. No? Oh, now we've got 3. This is bonkers. What is it doing? Why does it give me 3? This feels like I'm breaking the laws of physics, this. Because I've now got 186 level 3s. What if I do that? I'm splitting level 2s and getting level 3s. There you go. How did that happen? It must be that it somehow even though it stacks them together, it must track what they actually are, or it like bins them together or something like that. This is bonkers. Right, so they're all level 2s. Yeah, I don't understand. And I've now got 193 level 3s. I don't understand what's going on with them. Let's put them in there. There's still level 3s then. Okay. That is very strange. Very, very strange indeed. I suppose there's an argument for proliferating some of this stuff. It just gives speed up on that. I mean, I'm not fussed about them being slow anyway, so... I wonder what it does with these guys. What happens if you get proliferated? It just speeds up. Maybe with them? Can you even proliferate them? Just speeds up, speeds up. That would be useful. Because one of the things I have to work out is how I'm going to get the power. If I'm going to do these other planets, I need to set up a whole battery chain, I think, to get the power really flowing over there. Because I don't want to have to set up a million... And obviously we're going to have planets without any wind, and ones where solar is atrocious and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, so, no, I mean, I suppose if you really wanted them quickly, then proliferating them is useful. Again, this is, you know, rod production. Sorry, deuterium production, not fussed on that. That's fine. Oh, look, diamonds. Don't really need to bother with that. It's just a lowish level material. This is my local hub production again. Maybe it'd be good to speed them up, but I'm not all that bothered. This is the... Here we go. So this is this one. How many did I have? 4, 8, 12, 16. It was about 16. Okay. We could leave this here. Can I fit a proliferator or 2 in? No. They don't even fit in the gap, you see. I think I'll just leave it. Shall I? No, let's let it run through. So, because I want to keep the thing here for the graviton lenses anyway. Or in fact, that's actually a point. I could put proliferation. In fact, we could clear this out. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll clear this out. We'll make that storage. Oh, I can't do that though, can I? Because no, I got rid of the whole. There is no... There used to be a sulfuric acid production thing here, but that's gone. Okay. What about things like Casimir crystals there? They've got to be worth proliferating. Yeah, extra products on them is bound to be useful. They take a lot of stuff though, don't they? So... we've got to do all of these ones, I think. Okay. Oh, I can request it here. Okay, cool. In fact, yeah, because we can request it here and put it in there as well. Cool. Right, and we want proliferation. I suppose the other problem I've got is I lack warpers in a lot of these. Yes. Okay, local demand, remote storage. Feed this round the back. Like so. To there. Up a level. Here we go. Okay. And then, since I'm doing it there now... Oh, I should avoid this stone patch, I guess. So we go this way. Let's use the... No, actually, let's just do that straight. And then we want to go... sort of maybe to there. And then we want to go... that. Let's just put that... Right, let's not do that bit, and I'll put the proliferator on here. Let's put it that way around for a change. Like that. And then we want to get this one. Go up a level. That. And through. I say, we'll just let this chunk through and turn it all into... things, and then I'll get rid of the thing. It's not really using any lenses very quickly. A lot of them are quite low, quite slow processes, so they don't burn through a lot. But we could do it. We could do with more ray receivers, to be honest with you, because we're producing more power, I think, than we're demanded. Right. So anything else? So I say this is the science. Has it stopped now? I think it stopped, doesn't it? Yeah, and we got a red indicator. Okay, cool. So we can get rid of all of this. So this will be the next job then, is sort of tidying this up. But let's finish off with, again, not fuss about doing the nanotubes. Wait. Have I gone the wrong way? I'm trying to do each segment of the planet. I'm doing a very bad job. So that's sulfuric acid, not bothered. Oh, there are the nanotubes again. There's your nuclear stuffs, not fussed. Okay. That's that build. Yeah, seems to be coping. I'd look on the production stats, but it's so terrible. That system, I don't think it's really tells me anything I can really use, to be honest with you. This is all raw material. A lot of stuff's been offshored, and that, off-planeted rather. And that's what I really need to do. There's the Casimirs again. Have we done everything? This is my local, this is my manufacturing area, so I don't need, well, I could do, but I'm not going to do any of that. We already did these guys. And already done those. Plastic I don't care about. You need to go. This is all done. Steel is eternally never running out. This is back to manufacturing hub. That's the plastic we don't care about. There's the organic. So this is what needs to kind of go, really. These giant belts going right across the planet and stuff. Ooh, oh no, we've already done them. So this is the chips area. Oh, already, yeah, flown past that. I think that's it, because I think the other part of the planet is just more, like more of the same. Oh no, titanium glass area. Ah, okay, here we go. This must be the last thing then. Because this is all science, so I'm going to rip that up anyway. We've just done the Casimirs and the hydrogen we don't care about. We've done them. Diamonds is another one I should off-planet. Yeah, so this has got to be the last thing, I think. It's worth doing these, I think, more. In fact, I may try speed on these, because I don't know that free stuff is quite as useful for these as... Because this is the, whatever it calls it, plane filter. And so you've got your Casimir crystals, which are horrendous to produce. And it uses them. But they take 12 seconds each. So it feels like speed would be a better use there. And then you're getting free Casimirs, so, you know. Okay. And then this... Oh, hang on, this is just ordinary glass, isn't it? Wait, these aren't plane filters, they're just... Where's plane filters? This is titanium glass, isn't it? Yeah. Where are plane filters then? I've already done them. Bet I've already done the plane filters. My classic issue of not being able to find anything. It would help if I hadn't just slapped things down completely randomly. But I'm going to keep blaming the lack of... Oh, so that's... Okay. Fibre broadband and stuff. Fibre broadband. Fibre cable thingies. Oh, this is... I've already done the actual plane filters. Okay. So, I think we will do these. Am I seriously still making glass on this planet? Okay. Wow. Fine. 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 Right, so we might as well do the titanium glass. Shall we? Nah, I don't think I'm going to bother. Right, so I am happy that everything that I think for the time being that's worth proliferating has been proliferated. I was saying before, it gets a bit sort of tongue-twisty. The old proliferation. Oh, here we go, you see. It's now out of them, basically. So they've gone in there. So I could probably switch that to storage, because it'll only get another, you know, couple hundred. And that's fine. Okay. And what about here? So it's not going to make any more of those. Yeah. Right, yes, so let's stop messing about. Find me science again. And go and rip it all up. Well, I'll probably end up doing... Oh, where is it? I guess we've got two options. We could go and on the other planets and put some things in there. Certainly some of them are making like circuits and stuff, so they're probably worth doing. Why can't I see the science? Am I just being super dense? Oh, here it is. Or we could start planning out what planets, you know, to use for the science and stuff. Because I'm not... basically, the sciences left, like proper sciences, are that one, giving us more levels to the Dyson Sphere. So, you know, yes, we'll have to do that to make the Dyson Sphere, but there's so much left to build on the Dyson Sphere. You know, in particular solar panels, that we don't need that anytime soon. You've then got your Dirac inversion mechanism, which is your whole matter-antimatter thing, which gives you the artificial star, which is super useful for powering foreign, you know, other planets, because 72 megawatts per star, super useful. Difficult to produce though in large volumes, which is why we kind of need more of the Dyson Sphere to be really built, because they're massively energy intensive. And then we got the end game, basically. So you got your universe matrix, which is your white cubes, and your mission complete. And of course your white cubes you can just plough into, which is what I'm kind of intending. We'll just plough into upgrades for the sake of upgrades. Apart from these new ones they added. I'd quite like to play with these. But you see it's like 12,000 and stuff, so it gets big scale, as all these games do. Right, let's see if we can rip this apart and not have too many inventory explosions. I guess one of the big questions... let's... If I... Oops. I guess one of the big questions is... Come on. Is what I'm leaving behind, as it were. So we can get rid of all of this. We know this is like redundant. Because I've actually got... In fact, we could proliferate them as well. We've got the old fibre broadband. I keep calling that. It looks like a broadband cable to me. But so we've got... As I say, I think this is the only place I'm producing these. But then what are they used for? They're used in something here. So this is a bit of a horrible setup. Wait, am I putting them into two? I am. I'm putting them into two things. But then, yeah, I suppose because I wanted to keep it going. Okay, so we'll get rid of this one, that one. And I'll put the crystals in there. I can't put them in there. Okay. Too much stuff. Okay, so if we set up a cheeky chest, if I've got any left, like that, one of them, and then have one of them, and then them in there. I believe it prioritises belt insertion, but I may be wrong. I've always thought that's what it did, but maybe not. But yeah, so that'll chuck them in there as it goes. This is our production of those, and our only production of them, I believe. So get rid of that, because it's diamonds, and we're definitely producing them elsewhere. Get rid of you. And we need to leave some kind of connection for that oil. Lelo science can go. Don't need that there. That can go. But power pole's in the way. We need to connect this in to here, because there's no point having these machines here if they're not going to do anything. How might we do that? I guess if we go around the back, sort of up here, across here, down there, down the ground, and then we go. Sorry, there was a weird noise then. I think there might be some alert that I've left turned on. That's a bit of a random bleep for some reason. Not in the game, I mean, you know, on my computer. Right, so get rid of that. How many have I got left? So only 200, so that's alright. Purple, get rid of these. We should probably set up, if I'm going to do mega scale, I mean mega scale, it's not going to be that big. If I'm going to do big science production, I should probably set up some production of labs. Do you use everything there? So you use nanotubes, crystal silicon and plastic. Nanotubes, crystal silicon and plastic. So you're providing those, which I don't think are really being used anywhere else particularly. They're only used in like these, aren't they? Something here? Huh. Do they not get used in... What are they used in? Oh, they're used for the level 3 machines, and of course I'm not making any of them. We could set that up as well, I guess. Okay, so we probably want to proliferate this, because they are very expensive. But, you know. I mean, we're not hardly using any. Still room in the old inventory? Still room? Yep. Get rid of the sciencey ones. So the greens we can just convert into warpers, so we'll leave that there for the time. In fact, let's pick that up. And that. And that. And I'll put that in now. What I'll probably do is just have a little manufacturing thing, converting them into things, and maybe stick them in there. Because we don't need that. If I switch that to supply, will it? take all of them away? Don't know. Again, I think my other things are set up to sort of cover the demand for them, so I don't know that they'll go anywhere then. Right, so we can get rid of hydrogen. Oh, there we go. There's our inventory explosion. And then what are you doing? You're not doing anything particularly, because you're obviously just being used in science. For science. Right, so we got about 1 million hydrogen. Right, so let's go and find a little storage area. And what we're going to do. So if I just put literally just unpowered one of these down, stick cubes in. No, that's not a cube, is it? Stick cubes in. And yellows, we've got some yellows. We've got some purples. And then they're available in the system, so, you know, whenever we start doing the requesting, if it's on this planet or another planet or whatever, they're available, and it just use them, pull them in wherever, because say, all of the science is going to be made remotely, so it'll pull from there as well. And when you're doing ones like that, with it's completely, it's just a storage chest effectively, like a yellow storage chest, passive provider. No, well, logistic storage, not passive provider. But yeah, you don't need to power them, and you don't need drones in them. They'll just grab the stuff. Right, so let's put that. Tonight, yeah, I've got 1 million hydrogen. There we go. And we should be able, if we do this, and pick up the litter. Where is the litter? It should show me. It gives an indicator, I think. It's obviously where the science is, but I can never find the science, so that's not particularly useful indicator. Why can I never find the science? It's here, isn't it? Somewhere. Where did the littered stuff go? I wish that gave you a little indicator to say where it was. You know, like it does with the... I don't even know which one. What was it that I picked up? Oh, they're here, look. So why didn't you pick them up before? Is it because I'm too far away? I think it's because I'm too far away. Okay. Okay, go and grab them then. In a minute. Right, so let's put some of this stuff back in our system. I need to add more recycling to these, because I think we'll just go with level 3 assemblers and stuff, so I don't need to be making these as such. Well, I can put them recycling back around. Not the assemblers. Not the inserters, the assemblers. So basically, I think give up on them. This is one of the problems with the blueprints, in that you can't get the blueprints automatically upgraded like you can in Factorio. So all my blueprints are like level 1 stuff, so I suppose I do technically need some then, if I'm going to try putting blueprints down again. What a pain. But yeah, we've got 700 in storage, and I should convert them into the higher level one. What does this actually use then? So it uses the old particle broadband, not fibre broadband, and quantum chips, and this is basically empty. So what we can do... Can we? Yeah, so what we can do is we can request them from there. The old particle broadband and the quantum chips. We only want to say, like, I don't know, 200 or something. What ratio does it... Oh, I can't put them both in there though, can I? Because then I've got nowhere to put the machines. Why have you got warpers being... What? Why has that got warpers at all? Wait. I mean, I know why it's got warpers, so it can provide stuff. But it didn't have any in. That's not got any in it. Oh, that's the wrong one though. That has. Why have you not got... Huh. Have I put them in there then? No. Okay, so let's just take a line out of here. We're going to have to weave it round, but we'll take a line out of here for warpers, like that. And then we will flip to that mode. We will go up a level. Away. To say there, needs room to go down. Again. No, wrong one. No, wrong one. No. What? Okay. There we go. Got there in the end. Right, so we want the level 3 assemblers, which are 1.5 speed, and then we can request over particle broadband, quantum chip. Each one of those uses 8 and 2. Wow. So if we were to try and make 100 of those, we would need 800 of those and 200 of those. Wow. Okay. So this needs to be a local demand. I guess we'll just abandon hub and spoke altogether, but it's fine. Right, then we need to come out of here. In fact, if it's... Well, let's just go with... Well, if it's 8 and whatever it was, that's an awful lot of stuff. So just go straight for the proverbial jugular. Put that there. Oops. That out there, because they take 4 seconds to make each, so... Wait, why aren't you working? Oh, of course it needs the level 2 ones. Why am I not feeding them in? So, we need them. Forgot that it was an upgrade way of doing it. Weird. You see, some of them only let you do speed up. You don't get free. I mean, it makes sense. Giving you free assemblers would be a bit weird. Right. So what I was going to do is make more of these, basically. So they take iron, glass, circuits, and magnets. Iron, glass, circuits, and magnets. So is this some... They're fairly low level. Iron... this can be a bit thrown together, I think. Because we got glass... Oh, they've got circuits, iron, magnets. Okay. Have you put them on a belt somewhere? You have, but not in a very easy accessible place. Okay. So I bet there's glass in there, is there? Yeah, okay. Is that glass there? It is. Okay, so we could just throw this in here, basically. Where can I put the actual things, though? Because I don't even got a spare slot. No, I haven't. No, I haven't at all. I'm not sure why I'm requesting warpers in so many different places. I guess because I didn't want to do too much spaghetti, but that dream has not come true, has it? Yeah, there's literally not a single slot to put these labs in. That's annoying. Okay. Seriously, it's not a slot. So that... I mean, I could belt some warpers round, I guess. Because you'd have them in anyway. That's a bit annoying. How tedious. How tedious. I've ended up putting, I mean, you know, that's why that lane is going that way, because I've obviously struggled for a slot. So what's coming out of here? That's warpers there. So what I could do is, rather than request them there as well, if I run a belt round, yeah, okay, let's do that then. So, oh, I thought, oh, I didn't, yeah, I can't pick them up from this distance, can I? Okay, right, so this needs to become labs. Labs. Only light, well, least I can set it to is 100. So that will be the labs, which means I need to run... Have you got whoppers in? No. Why haven't you? Oh, because you're all basic ingredients. Okay. So we need to run this out of here. Go up there. Over there. And in there. Okay, so that gets it warpers without doing anything. But I'm going to have to take the labs. Oh, this is bonkers. Okay. What else can you provide locally? Nothing, because you're all outputs. What about you? So I could do the circuits here. Don't make any difference really, does it? Okay. Okay. Right, so what we need to do is we need just a machine somewhere here. Solitary, lonely little machine. All on its own. Nothing to eat but spaghetti. It's in the wrong place. And it wants to go here. And we want to have iron plate. Circuits. I didn't look at the order, did I? Doesn't really matter. It only needs to make a few. No, it doesn't. It needs to make loads. So it's going to make labs. All right. So iron's the heaviest used anyway, and that's the closest one. Okay. We use. Let's try level 2 inserters. Then we need glass, so we can pull glass from somewhere, well, from this lane probably. Maybe if I go up a level there, across to there, put the belt there, but then we knock it back a couple. If it'll let me do a couple. Yeah. Put that in there. And then we need to get the labs out, which is probably just easiest done going in this direction. Up a level. Oh, no. No. What are you doing? So if we take it to there. Pull it back. I did one too many. Nuts. Up a level. Take it over to there. Take those out. Then we can go across. Got that diagonal. I'll just take it well out of the way. Like that. Could probably put that mode back on. Take it all the way down here. No, don't go in there. No, go in there. Out of building range. Okay. You should have said so earlier. And then, no. No. What? Go down. Down. Ah. Ah. So we're probably going to have as many labs on the belts as we are stored in the blooming thing. Right, so I need an output on that. How long do they take? They're only like a second. Yeah, so we'll do a level 2. Crikey. Yeah. So they're supplying. Yeah. Are you running okay? Magnet's a bit slow. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's just moaning. It's just moaning, just like me. Right, so let's see. We've got a lot of warpers. For no particular benefit. Let's just stick them right. Oh, I can't, can I? Which is the one that's requesting them now? Oh, you are? Oh, I could have stuck them in there. In fact, oh, obviously I had a bit of fun with stuff there. Right, so how are we doing? I don't need to, you know, because of the requesting system, I don't need to empty my inventory or anything. It's just we need to finish off picking up all the science. I appreciate this isn't the most interesting thing we're doing on this stream. I thought we'd end up doing more proliferation, but turns out we got most of everything I really wanted to do. We've got some crude oil there. I didn't know there was another one knocking about. This is it here, isn't it? Yeah, okay, so we need to go here. So it's this way. Yeah, so I think we'll end up planning... What's the time? It's halfway through, so I think we'll end up planning which planets to do. And I'll probably rename them. Because I do like that they did like it's like a algorithm basically that names the planets in a sort of semi-realistic way. Okay, so this is empty now. So here we are. Oh yes, pick up the rock. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. It's only hydrogen. It's not like we've lost a lot. And we can get rid of this. Have I got a million? No, no, just a few. And that's fine because that's a regular old mining thing. Is this got those in? It's got those in. Obviously we've got the organic crystals, which we could swap that out as a demand thing, but then I'd have to fiddle about with the other side of it. We've got a thing there. Right, so we can proliferate these two. Do we want to proliferate these? I mean, organic crystals are expensive, but... Nah, not going to do them. Right, so this is the last one. Let's pick up some of the less useful things. So if this is... Wait, this was the one I can get... I can't remember which one I can get rid of. Yeah, circuits. So you see it's not really taken them from there particularly. It's not high demand. We can then request that up. Where is it? Yeah. So, a couple of hundred of them. But yeah, these are sufficiently expensive that and slow that it's definitely worth having them on here. Pop that out of there. Up a level, across, and through. Yeah, okay, so. Yeah, I'm not convinced how that actually works, the proliferation. Right, yes, so we need to go... oh, this was what I was going to do, wasn't it? We turn these into warpers, basically. Where can we feed them in that'll... Yeah, we could stick them in here. And make them available, you know, to anyone requesting, sort of thing. And all you have to do... It's actually a better way of making them. Because I think, anyway, because you get 1 cube becomes 8 warpers. And a cube costs... It's expensive. It's a lens plus one of them. Huh. 1 lens becomes 1 warper. 1 green cube becomes 8 warpers, but only requires... Well, it's half a lens per warper. So you're swapping out these quantum chips, basically, for lenses, and it does work out cheaper because they're, you know, they require these guys, the strange matter, which obviously requires deuterium, which is, you know, fairly hard to get hold of, whereas these guys are those, which are Casimir crystals, which is just hydrogen, it's not deuterium. And obviously the processes is just silicon and iron and mundane things. Yeah, so you still need to use them, but at a much lower rate. So it's a better way of doing it anyway. Right, so let's get, I don't know, a couple of these on the go. Maybe. How are we going to do it? Let's put 1 there, 1 there. You're going to convert them. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to have... It's fairly slow, isn't it? I think it's just 8 seconds each. Is that the one place that's... Yes, the one place that's unpowered. Brilliant. Okay. Right. And then that goes in there. Except it doesn't, because there's a belt in the way. We'll go down again. Cross there and to there. And then you both need... You're going to need level 2 outputs, maybe? Because... not sure. Right, and let's just put 1 or 2 of them on. Yeah, so I'm making warpers. They're going in there. Yeah, just provides another... I mean, it probably lasts like for ages and ages and ages. And I can do a lot of tidying up on this planet now, because I've got to say, we've got so much like power available. Right. Do I want to take anything with me, or do we want to see if we can order everything up? Because I've got a million blooming of them. I think... I'm guessing these are full, are they? Am I requesting them anywhere? Yeah, I mean, what I should really... I'll be honest, what I should really do is just kind of rip this planet apart. Because I've made a bit of a mess of everything. Which is fine. I mean, it's only my second time of playing through. But, yeah, it's sort of... What happened there? A bit of a mess, really. And it could do with... I could do with organising it. It's useful to put... You could put, like, a ring of... I mean, it's what I was starting to try to do here. You put a ring of them round and request everything in that you want on that planet. Or send it. And it's actually useful. You do one end is the request and the other end is the send. So effectively your entire planet is like a... you know, takes things in at one end and spits them out the other. A bit like some kind of worm or something. But yeah, so I think we're all done. Right, so where are we going to... I love that it shows it here. That's really cool. Should I add on? How are we actually doing? Oh, we've done more than I thought we would. Okay, let's add a few of these as places to put panels. 3, 4, 5. Definitely won't finish that by the end of the stream. Right, yes, let's decide where we're going to go and what we're going to do. So we've not been there. Well, we've probably been there, but... Oh, it's got optical crystal grating as well. Okay. Optical grating crystal. Okay. So Kappa Scorpii clearly has a gas giant. It says water ocean, but nothing else. There's clearly no organics there, but it's obviously got coal. Edisich. Oh, that's the one with the deuterium on it. Okay. Astaroth. That's got crude oil, so that's got organic planets. Okay. So you don't mention oil there. Organic crystals. Crude oil. Okay. So you're quite interesting, aren't you? What? Oh, that's got crude oil as well. So yeah, I think we're in a position that I think these ones can... So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've got red... So what? Just read it. Red, blue, yellow, purple, green, yellow. So we have got the 6 closest planets. Could probably do what I'm envisaging. Is it going to matter, apart from the whole oil thing, is it going to matter what I do? Because I think they've all got coal, have they? Yeah. Oh. Okay. So what we kind of need to do is decide which is which, because you've got no oil. Kappa Libre, fire ice, fractal silicon, organic crystal, spiniform. Oh, that's got the spiniform. I think they're the ones we haven't got yet. Let's go there and have a bit of a nosy round, because I think that might become one of our more expensive sciences in the end. Let's get up to speed roughly. Kappa Libre. Okay, need to be careful. Don't want to blast past it. Kappa Libre. And drop. Ooh, good shot. Right, so what does this system look like? We've got 3 planets. That one's the oil one, okay, and it has 100% wind ratio, okay. Construction area, wind. So it's got some wind and solar on that. That's the one with the fire ice. Wind and solar, okay. Okay, so let's go here. Which I'm literally heading the opposite direction to. Let's go and have a look at this planet. Done something to me and scratched it, I think. Right. Because the weird minerals are quite useful for making high level stuff usually. So we might want to try and align it with that. You know, what high level stuff we can get. Oh, this is the oil one, isn't it? It's bright pink. Have we been here before? Oh, very pink and very blue. Crikey. Right, so we got crude oil and organic crystals and the spiniform stalactite. Where is the spiniform stalactite? Tights go up. Where the heck is it? Crude oil, crude oil, crude oil. There it is, spiniforms. And where am I? I'm over here. There. Don't think we've seen these. In fact, I'm pretty sure this one we've not mined up. They're all reflective and stuff. Now, what do we make? What do you make those into? That's the question. So I can move stuff around between the systems. Right. So spiniforms are because the Casimirs is that, unipolars is that. Where are the spiniforms? Because that's the optical grating crystal. What's the alternate recipe with these? Are they not using an alternate recipe? Am I being very dumb? So they're made from spiniform. Oh, that's them. Okay. I was expecting them to look more frondly. Okay. That's why I'm confused. So they're making carbon nanotubes. Okay. Right. And the other one we've got on this planet is organic crystals. So, what would this be a good place to make? Because obviously the yellows are diamonds and those, which are organic crystals. So I'm wondering if this this system is a good one for yellow ones, because we've got oil available. Because what are you made from? You're made from plastic, you see. I think we might try and use this system to make yellow cubes. And we can use the spiniforms and take them elsewhere, basically. Because they'd be useful to make these things, you see. In fact, would purple be better here then? Purple's probably going to be better, isn't it? Because particle broadband are carbon nanotubes and plastic, so organic stuff. Yeah. This system is going to be purple science, I think. Okay, so let's see if I can remember how to. So Kappa Libre. How do I rename it? Is it just under the view? No, you do it here, don't you? There we go. So we'll call this purple science. Nice big capitals. Because we can get the spiniforms to make the tubes directly, but we've also got organic crystals. Are they used in that recipe? I don't think they are they? Oh. purples. No, so there's no organic crystals in there, but we can just take them elsewhere. Okay, so we'll use this system for purple. Now, I have to build something here for it to sort of keep it in the active list. Why don't we mine these up then? Where are the organic crystals then? Where are they? They should be a weird green colour. So it should start... Oh, there they are. There's organic crystals. Okay. Right, so let's mine these up with good old-fashioned new technology. Can't quite get all of them, but I don't think I'm fussed. Right, and then we'll pop one of them in. And then who else? I say, before I really embark on this building, I need to set up a whole power transfer system, I think. Just so that we've got, you know, a reasonable amount of power, but we can just chuck in a few turbines, sort of to get things going, get things running. I say, get it working, as it were. Why are you not powering that one? Typical. And a few more. We'll probably need loads, because they both quite have power, but that's fine. They're a lot easier to pick up than they are to put down. That's the key. There. Line from there. Line from there. Are you even going to turn on? Or are you just going to be an absolute pain in the bum? We're going to need half a planet of wind turbines before you even switch on. How much power do you need? Oh, I could turn this down. And then it won't be quite so power hungry. This needs to be the spiniform boys. And need to request warpers in. Which are there. 100 of them. Demand. Just leave that. They're coming in. This isn't even connected. Okay. Oh! Spiniform stalagmite crystal! You discovered and mined a spiniform stalagmite crystal on Purple Science 1. One of your rare things in the universe. It's the remains of dead marine life. Lovely! Lovely. Bit of dead marine life. What you need on a Monday. I'm sinking down again. Got the camera in the wrong place, haven't I? What you need on a Monday. Lots of lovely dead organic matter. Right, so we're only at 1.2 meg, so I need loads more of them if I'm going to do that. It's a pain in the bum. The other ones I basically did my whole segmenty thing, and I'll do that again, but I don't think that's something I want to do on this stream particularly. How are we doing? Are we even close yet? 1.9, because it's 2.9 it needs, isn't it? They'll run out of these. Not connected. There, across there. Just waiting for it to go blue, basically. Blue, double D, double down. Right. What's there? Is this seriously going to take all these solar panels? How does it have a generation capacity of 25 and yet this has only got 2.7. Oh, I guess it's all going in there, isn't it? Of course. Of course. Fine. Okay. It's working. Yeah. Okay. So, this is Purple Science System. Right. Where is something else? So that one's a bit closer. So this is another one we want. That's got fire ice and optical rating crystal. So there's nothing organic on this. What are optical grating crystals are really useful for Casimirs and also photon combiners. So is that maybe where we make? Because green are them. And those... Oh, no, they're not. What do the photon combiners get used in then? Oh, well, that's... We don't need to care about that. Huh, weird. But they also go into the Casimirs, which go into the plane filters, which go into the quantum chips, which go into the green cubes. So I suspect this may be Green Cube Planet. Which is that one, wasn't it? Because that's the only one with optical grating crystal. Well, no, we know there's another one because I'm mining it somewhere. Is it Kappa Scorpii? It is. Now, I think this... Because the other option, the other one is blue. Obviously, we could use blue science. We could do blue science there because... You know, it's just iron and copper, basically. And then we can take... Wait, what am I clicked on? Wrong thing. So, optical crystal grating. And we got to say, I'll move them around. It's not... You know, I'm not going to ignore the rest of the resources. But everything else needs organic stuff. So we got one that would be... Because that's got organic crystals, so that would be one... Maybe that's... Wait, did I call this... Yeah, purple science. So maybe that's yellow science. Kappa Scorpii does not have organic stuff on it. So I've basically got... Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... No, Zubinel Govanubi is home, isn't it? So I need another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Which one was it? Was it you? Ah, well that has got organics on it. I suspect we'll use that one then. But what can I use Ashtaroth for? Because it's got crude oil. Okay. Optical grating crystal, as I say, is good for Casimirs, which is plane filters, which is quantum chips, which is green. So I think we'll call that, so Suhail will be green science. Okay. But we need to go there and build something. So Ashtaroth, with organic crystals and crude oil. Would that be good for yellow science if it's got organic crystals? Wait. Why have I got... Have I invented an extra one? It's purple, green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I've in my head I've invented an extra science. I thought I needed 6. Oh, I suppose there's white cubes, but I'll make white cubes locally. Right, so crude oil, organic crystals, and sulfur. Yes. So what was I going to do on there? I was going to make this what? Yellow science, was it? Yeah, it must have been yellow science. So this becomes Yellow science. I think you can name the planets independently. But... So if that's going to become green, so we'll go there and we'll build something there. And then these two, one needs to be blue and one needs to be red. Does that make any sense? It doesn't, does it? Because... Wait, didn't one of them have... I thought one of these was organic, wasn't it? Water, hydrogen. So we got crude oil there. Oh no, it was this one, wasn't it? That was organic. So maybe that becomes red science. What do I use that planet for then? We could maybe use that as like for the Dyson Sphere. Dyson Sphere. And that's like our resource pool for building stuff to make the actual Dyson Sphere. So this was going to be... Because I like the idea of an organic one being red science. Oh, what's that weird symbol it's got at the front there? Did I put that on? So this is going to be red science then. We need to go there then. And Edisich becomes blue science. Oops. Blue science. Okay. So we need to go here and here. Right. Righto. Oops. Okay, so we need to go here and we need to build something so that it lists it on that thing. Because what it does, it shows you the ones you've been to and built something on. You can get it to show them all of them, I think, all the names all the time, but it does that so you know which ones. What happened there? You know which ones you've gone and built on. Oh, wait. Zapped past it. How far away are we? Fair distance. So which is the... What's gone? So that's got fire ice. Has this literally only got two planets? Okay. Okay. How far away from that? Where's my ETA? ETA 2. Oh, it's too long. Ah. That didn't save a lot of time. I got millions of warpers though, so. Right. Yes, so we need to build something here so that it'll list it on the thing. And then, I mean, next set of streams, basically, it'll chunk away on... Bang. Chunk away on science on the Dyson Sphere for us. But science is going to be kind of a bit of a weird thing in that we're just basically not going to do any for ages. We do them optical. I mean, this is a perfect planet for building, to be honest with you, because it's basically all land. Does it have any? Wind energy is 160%. That's quite good. Right. So the optical spiny lads are down here. Yeah, but the idea is, each planet is going to produce a thing. We'll mine up the other stuff and send it around, but we'll try and build these like in quotes properly. I'm not too fussed about if there are really inconveniently placed ore patches, then we'll basically just ignore them and flatten them over, because we don't need. I mean, we've got so much stuff across all these, even just these planets. I mean, I do it like this because the idea is that you would build multiple Dyson spheres and around all sorts of suns and get your name on that leaderboard thing they've done. But I'm not hugely fussed about achieving that. So can I? If I do, whoops. Can you rotate the? I always forget how to do it. It's that, isn't it? Is that you? Oh, there you go. Can I do that at a better angle? Get almost all of them. Can't quite get that last one there. That's okay. Oh, thank you, autosave. Right, so plot one of these in. Like so. Get the old belts across. No, middle please. Okay, don't go in the middle then. Look at this, it's done here. What have you done there? What you done there? Should be easy. Oh, I haven't got any, have I? Right, let's order up some turbines. 100 of them. Demand. We can put those in. We can request some warpers. Okay. Remote demand. Super duper. And then if we make this more optical grating crystals. And now we play the waiting game. Right. Can I don't think. I'm not sure you can place them close enough to actually power the things, because the circles sort of don't overlap the machines. Oh, I got it there, yeah. Is it an angle though? So, will you power that? There. One in there. Are they here yet? Yes, they are. Okay. Get rid of them. Okay. We'll turn the power down on this one as well, half that. Low as it'll go. And then might as well just do some nice big strips. Collide with what? Nice big strips. So I guess I should say, plan for the next weekend. Obviously we'll do this on Friday and Monday. The series will end basically once I've made the Dyson Sphere. I'll knock it on the head then. Not going to go super mega base scale or anything. But yeah, so Friday and Monday for this again. I'm actually on leave on Friday, so might start it a bit earlier maybe, I don't know. Kind of depends. I need to go and buy a car. Oh, which was the one I flagged as? No. So if that's Subin Ganoob, it must be up here, is it? Red Science, there we go. So we need to go that way. Yeah, so it might start a bit earlier on Friday, maybe, I don't know. So it depends on how much used car salesman I can take, but I probably might actually get a new one, because they're kind of giving cars away almost now, because petrol cars, anyway, because obviously it's basically a defunct technology now. Right, let's walk. I'd love to get an electric car, but I just couldn't afford it. They ramp up the price of them because you don't need as much maintenance on electric cars, because there's far fewer like parts that could get damaged or need replacing or wear out. Because the types of motors they use basically last forever. Well, there's obviously a risk it could knacker, but you know, you've not got spark plugs and all that rigmarole involved in petrol cars. So they ramp up the price because they're not going to get any, you know, parts business. You know, not significant. They're going the wrong way. And even though, I mean, you get them serviced, but you know, it's basically like kick the tyres and you're done type service. It's not, you know, it's not like a petrol car service. So say they ramp them up, ramp up the costs to account for that. So that's a soft. In fact, let's go and land on that. That's interesting. Where is it? Is it that one? I don't think. Oh no, we have seen. In fact, I might have come here before. But yeah, but it makes them a lot more expensive. Plus, the technology is evolving so fast that the batteries on the newest models are much more what I would want. But to buy a new model, I would obviously have to buy the most expensive car. So it's a bit annoying. I think ideally I would be buying the next generation, but my car is literally falling apart. The exhaust is about to fall off. This said sulfuric acid, so where's this sulfuric acid? Have you lied to me? Or have I come to the wrong place? Come on. Where's the sulfuric acid then? Oh, it's that one. What does this... Oh, this has nothing of interest whatsoever. Apart from very basic material. So that's the sulfuric acid one. Let's head over there then. Yeah, I've been here before, haven't I? Because this is... it's a magma planet. And I was like, ooh, we've got a magma planet. But it's magma planet with sulfuric acid lakes rather than magma lakes. Oh! Sorry. Don't know how last... that'd be bad for you an early start time on Friday. I wouldn't. I mean, it wouldn't. It would be longer basically. So I wouldn't be here. You know, I wouldn't start it at 4 and finish at 6. I'd still go till later. It's just I've got nothing. I mean, the reason this starts at 5 is because it's after work and I'm not going to be working. So I mean, I considered doing something Factorio on Friday because I didn't get round to doing the. You weren't there, were you? I can't remember, Grim. I get confused. In fact, Ultimate Blaze turned up yesterday. Not seen him in a while. He's doing okay. But I've completely lost my train of thought. Yeah, so I wondered about doing the Factorio, starting to play it through. Yeah, we've been to this planet before because it's the one with the sulfuric acid. I got all excited with magma, and then it's sulfuric acid lakes. Not that that isn't great, but so I think we've been here before. Right, so we could set up a thing to get sulfuric acid. That'd be fairly simple, pumping that out. Is that the one we just went to? Oh no, that's got crude oil on it. Oh, of course, that's why we're here. No, it isn't. I've so lost the plot. No, yeah, red science, because red science is organic, or basic organics. Yeah, okay. But it's got spiniforms again, so why don't we go and grab them? 10 million of them. 10.6 million. Good God. Let's head over to that planet then. And we'll set up, that rare resource mining again. Okay. So it's been one of those weeks already. And we're only on Monday. Right. Let's tickle over there. So I think you had another question. That would be bad for me. An earlier start. No, yeah, I'd seen that. What's my current? My current car is a Micra, Nissan Micra, MG electric, 800 miles, 16k. All right, cracky. But I mean that's kind of beyond my. I don't have a lot of money basically. I mean, not to get into the details of it, but I'm basically skint, and I will be for the next sort of 2 years basically. won't get into the detail of it, but let's just say I had to pay some debts off, shall we say. So basically, I mean, I literally, I mean, you know, a micro's like 10 grand, I think. Like I'm talking the lowest, you know, model and stuff, and I'm going to see if they got second hand. But second hand cars are really quite difficult to find, actually. So I might get, you know, and you can do this. I mean, the last time I bought a car, so this gives you an idea of the scale of it. But there was no such thing as this, you know, this PCP you can get. Ooh, oh, right, okay. Ocean Planet. That changes things a bit. Right, okay. Huh. Right. I mean, that explains why it's got 10 million spiny forms. In fact, is that all it's got? It just appears... I thought it listed out... In fact, let's land on it. Here we go. Blimey, Ocean Planet, eh? So where's all this coal and stuff? Oh, it's down the bottom there. So there's the coal. Oh, there's nothing of anything. Right. I mean, the other planet did have useful stuff on it, didn't it? You know, it's got copper and stuff. Yeah, there we go. So we can sort of build here. Right. So if I did, if this is the system I visited before, I missed this completely, didn't I? Ocean Planet. What you have to do with Ocean Planets, as from memory, they might have changed it, but you can't actually build in water. So you basically have to landfill everywhere that you want to build. And what happened? In fact, we might as well do one, because we're going to do it. But basically, you have to raise the level of the water. We don't want any decorations and stuff. So you do that, and it pops out the water. It's quite cool, really, but it'd be cooler if you could mine in the water. That'd be awesome. Right, so if I'm going to mine this up. Done that in the past. Hard working, worth sorting though. Yeah, it's I say, I think we'll probably like leave the coal and stuff. The real difficulty is the power side of it. So maybe if I just mine the coal to get some power to kickstart things. But you have to clear out quite a large area. You know, even if you just like burn hydrogen sort of thing. You know, but if I wanted to lay solar panels and, you know, wind farms to get things going, you've basically got to landfill half of you, well, about half the entire planet just to get that on the go. Of course, we could, as I say, burn hydrogen to power the planet, but and if I'm going to want all this oil anyway, I've got to get them up. But then you've got to have loads of space for that, you see. So, I mean, we could do it in a bit of a... Because you can run belts over water, of course. So we could just bring up the oil and the spiny form, run some belts to a couple of... whatchamacallits, and not power them. A couple of, you know, interstellar logistics things. Just stick all of the stuff in there and take it off planet and then process it. So literally, crude oil and spiny forms is what comes off of this planet, and it's literally just the minimum area I need. And there's loads of them though, aren't there? Yeah, that's what we'll have to do. And then we just fly all the oil across to a useful planet. Okay. Right, so let's get one of these on. He says not being able to find the miner. There it is. Yeah, they're really cool looking. I do like them, and you can actually like, if you crash into it hard enough, like from flying off planet, it will let you stand on the surface. And if you run out of power, if you completely run out of power, it actually, Icarus lands on the water, lands on the ocean bed, basically. How am I even going to power this thing? Okay. I mean, I've got a load of landfill with me, so I guess if I do what I said, I've gone find a land. Here we go. Find a landmass we can put this on, like so, but we won't power it. We'll just call in some warpers, like so. Oh, like so. Right demand. No drones in it, obviously, and then spiny forms. Demand supply rather. Yeah. So we need to run a belt across, or a couple. Oh, don't do that. That. No. Come on. There you go. No? What are you doing? Oh, let's just do 2. Proving a bit painful. There we go. Okay. I was going to say what I was going to do on the weekend, wasn't I? So basically, Saturday, we'll switch back to Aesthetic Factorio, I think. I do want to do Crash Storio 2. Are you going to get enough power from that? I don't really need it to run. I just need... I mean, I don't even need to do this as such. Wait, are you getting... So that's 110%. Oh, right, so that's more than enough to run that anyway. So it was just the logistics ones that was being a pain in the bum. Okay, so that's an interesting challenge then, at least. Gives something a bit different to do. Building on a water planet. We still haven't found a proper magma planet, actually. Right, so the plan then for the ongoing not terraforming, exploitation of this sector of the galaxy is that we're going to build sciences on each of those, and we're going to use this one because I hadn't realised my maths was wonky. Use that one as resources for building the Dyson Sphere and Dyson Swarms, etc. So this will be just like a whole load of mining, maybe a bit of processing to more complicated stuff, but like just tons of mining, tons of, you know, processing things, and just ship them all over to this planet. Zubanel Ganubi home will become the science planet, basically, and also our Dyson Sphere. I'll need to set up a power transfer system. So basically, a chain of batteries going back and forth, discharging between those systems. Because I haven't got the artificial star, and until these are done, we're not going to be doing any particular research. I'm probably not going to build the massive... They'll basically be relatively small numbers of science to start with, just so that I can kickstart science back up again. Because we could do with some of the buffs that let us do the thing, and we can also then research the last few actual techs. But yeah, so Zuganel will become like a thing. I'm still going to off-planet sort of a lot of the processing. So effectively, the other planets in the system is where these resources will come into, and then I mean, obviously it'll sort itself out. So I can't deter. It's one of the, I think, things they need to do in the game is I can't tell it, right, take your resources from Dyson, as I've called it. You can't force it to go, as far as I'm aware. You can't force it to go to a particular system to pick stuff up. It just looks for the nearest available. So what I mean by that is that this will have everything available. So, but you know, Red Science may well end up requesting stuff from there because that's just how it works. Although I suppose Red Science probably won't demand anything because it's so simple. But yeah, so the sciences will be built there. We'll start, you know, blue, red, go through them as we go. It's quite a few streams that will take, I think that. I'll probably also do some off stream as well. Right, so we'll head home. Just to finish things off. Call it a day there. Because I'd quite like to set... Go on. Off we go, off we go. Quite like to set up the demand for the spiny forms now that we got them available. There we go. There we go. Yes, but Saturday and Sunday next weekend we'll be back to the Aesthetic Factorio series. I'm sure there will be lots of floundering around to start with while I remember where the heck I got to. But we should be able to basically plough through the science and get to a point where it becomes worthwhile. Well, for one thing, that we can clear the biters. Because we could set up like nuclear power and stuff like that. Once we got a few more researches. Get some proper solar panels on the go to help out there as well. And then we can, you know, set up walls of lasers and some of the other turrets. And protect us from all these biters that through... Whoops. Wait. There we go. I got confused again. In fact, let's go and have a look at the Dyson Sphere. Yeah, through all this pollution that I generated, I've ended up evolving the biters. So we need to get artillery, basically, and so that we can actually zap them, clear them out. There, you know, it moves the panels out of the way for you now, because they're not really there in the sense of having a physical place, presence. You don't crash. You didn't used to crash into them anything. Yeah. So I say this series will be back on Friday, and we will continue that process, like I say. And next Saturday, let's put my schedule up. I just want to point myself at home so that I don't go flying off into the void. Yeah, so schedule next week. It says blueprints, but that's because there's schedule for this week. But next week it will be back to Aesthetic Factorio. We'll do maybe a couple of weeks of that, I think. And then we will probably have a go at Crash Storio 2. Friday, as I say, may be a different thing. I might do a bit of an attempt to use the blueprint thing for an hour or two before usual stream on Dyson Sphere. I don't know, really. So it kind of depends on how fed up I am with arguing with car salesmen. Yes, so I think that's everything, really. If you've been watching, I hope you've enjoyed it. You might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Dyson Sphere Program. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Oh, wrong button pressed. Hang on. We'll get there in a second. Cheers.